Hello, everyone. We're back with Ken Dombrowski, executive life coach and master hypnotist. And last week we released a video talking about bad habits, how they form, how we get rid of them, things like that. And this week I want to do the opposite and talk about good habits, why they're so hard to form and so easy to get rid of.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point, good question. If we could crack the code on, why is it so hard to create a good habit versus a bad habit, I think everybody would be a lot better off in this world. Along with that, we understand that creating bad habits are easy because they tend to feel good in the moment, instant gratification. But however, good habits don't usually have that attached to it. So someone be easily addicted to sugar. It's easy to happen because there's a feel-good moment. So how many people call you up and say, I'm addicted to broccoli and spinach?
Nobody.
No one's ever done that. I've never heard that before either. But it would be really interesting if someone was, how would that happen? But you can eat broccoli and spinach. I eat broccoli and spinach. I know you eat broccoli and spinach, but we don't go around craving it. I got to have it every day. It's not a habit. So the bad habit comes with reward, the instant reward. Good habit comes with long-term reward. So it's hard for the subconscious mind to connect those. It's easy to connect. I ate sugar and I felt this feeling. So the brain can connect those. So I'm going to eat more sugar. However, eating broccoli and spinach again, for example, it's going to benefit your life and health and longevity over a long period of time, and your subconscious does not necessarily give it credit for that.
Right.
It's a conscious effort to go say, you know what, I really haven't had any vegetables in a while. Or maybe we go to the gym. I haven't been to the gym in a few days. I need to get to the gym. So I can be in the habit of going to the gym, 4 or 5 days a week, and I've done this many times in my life for months or even years, and then disrupt that just once, and now I find myself staggered, going here and there and once in a while. So it's really easy to disrupt a good habit. What we really have to be aware of is when we have a good habit and we're trying to create it, how do we keep it going and how do we get back into it once we've fallen out of it? So we need to kind of build it up in our minds a little bit. Okay, I'm going to the gym, and then you have maybe a picture of somebody that you want to look like, some person that you want to emulate. Role model sort of thing. Or if you're eating health, trying to eat lean and healthy, same thing. You can have a picture of someone. That gives you something, that's not necessarily a goal, but more inspiration and motivation than anything.
Reminder almost.
Exactly. Reminder of why you're doing it. So that kind of gives you a little more steam behind doing a good habit. But good habits, they fall apart real fast and easy, unfortunately.
Speaking of the longevity of, a good habit you see over time, can't that also be applied to why people don't care enough about stopping their bad habits? Because people know from years and years of research, statistics, whatever it may be, that doing something like smoking cigarettes regularly or drinking regularly can cause your life to be shorter. But since it's not happening right now and they're getting gratification right now, is that why that continues?
Exactly. Yes.
So it's just anything that has a long-term result, it just seems so far away that it doesn't matter enough to pursue?
Exactly. And like you're saying, that actually works on both sides of that coin. Long-term pursuit of the negative health benefits that can come from smoking, doing drugs, or drinking alcohol, things like that is so long-term that the subconscious doesn't calculate it. Consciously, you can be very aware of it, but your subconscious doesn't get that message. Same thing on the other side of the coin. Doing healthy things, eating lean and healthy meals, which are more boring. They're not as rewarding. They're not as satisfying and satiating. Going to the gym. Going to the gym or going for a jog or going for a walk or whatever it does for you, whatever your choice is of exercise, it's not instant gratification. It's a long-term thing. So the subconscious does not connect that that is something that you should be doing. It actually kind of looks at it more of a waste of time, which is why so many people can start a diet and exercise program, and within a week or two, it's already crashed and failed.
I think there's also another important topic that I think to bring to the table, and that is good habits tend to be a little bit more expensive too. Like, eating properly is more expensive. And then, I mean, I don't think gym memberships are what I would call necessarily expensive, but I mean, there's just extra habits. Like, to go out and actually do activities costs a lot more than to stay home and do nothing and just smoke a cigarette. Not to say that bad habits can't be costly as well, but I feel like it's easier to be like, oh, like that's a little bit more than I want to spend today when it comes to a good habit than a bad habit. Like, for some reason, bad habits are easier to just kind of explain away, but good habits, you're like, that doesn't feel like something I want to spend. And that's just like another way of your subconscious not talking itself out of switching to a good habit over a bad habit, right?
Everything you're saying is definitely in alignment. Another part to that is also going to be ease. It takes effort and energy and forethought to get yourself to the gym.
Right.
It takes no energy, no effort, and no forethought at all to sit on your couch and smoke a bunch of cigarettes.
Right.
So you see how one thing is so easy for us to do, so simple, and the other one takes time and effort.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another way that your subconscious mind is going, well, let's just sit on the couch here. It's nice and safe and comfortable and warm, and I can just smoke a cigarette and watch some TV because that's nice and easy. So you can definitely build a habit around that. A habit of, waking up at 6 a.m., a habit of getting dressed to go to the gym, a habit of getting in the car, driving to the gym, a habit of being at the gym and doing your exercises, then a habit of coming home and getting a shower and starting your day. See, that's a multitude of things you have to conquer. All it takes is one of those to completely mess it up for the day.
Right.
So instead of waking up at 6 a.m., you oversleep and it's 6:35. Oh, well, I don't guess I'm not working out today because I woke up a little too late. Even though you might still be able to fit something in, it's just really easy to justify not doing it. Or you go to drive it. Oh, it's snowing out. Oh, it's icy out. So it's better off if I just don't go to the gym today. So it's really easy to come up with those excuses because the mind is looking for them.
That's my favorite non-gym excuse living in the Midwest. I'm like, it's cold out, it's windy, I don't want to drive in the snow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I 100%. Yeah, that's very accurate and valid because I am one of those people myself.
Mm-hmm. Now, me, I don't know. I guess could fall in a category of habit. I'm not sure. It's just how I operate, how I work. Like, so, for example, when it comes to habit of what food I'm going to eat, I don't care how hungry I am, and I'm a person who does regularly. I'll do 24-hour fasting. I mean, I do drink coffee in the morning, but other than that, it's a 24-hour fast. And then so by the time you get to 24 hours, you're really hungry. Mm-hmm. And I don't care if there's a McDonald's and a Taco Bell and a Kentucky Fried Chicken that I'm driving by. To me, those are not even food options. It's just, it might as well be a hardware store. It's not even going to flag my radar, pique my interest. Like, well, maybe I can just get a Big Mac really quick. No, it's literally not even available to me in my mind. So possibly I made a habit out of not eating that kind of food, and then that long-term habit becomes routine, which becomes a new program in my subconscious that says, hey, I'm actually living a happier, healthier, more productive life without eating fast food.
See, I mean, that also, a lot in the last video about bad habits, we talked about like where it stems from the childhood and like, nostalgia and different things like that. And I think that 100% applies here because you've been that way my entire life. That may not have been true when you were a kid, but for me, fast food wasn't an option. We weren't doing that. We were never a fast food family. We were a homemade meal family more than anything. We rarely went out, not because we didn't want to or didn't have the money. We just preferred to eat healthy foods at home. So for me, I also don't see those places, Mm-hmm. Like I've never been the person to be like, I need McDonald's today, or I need this, I need that. I couldn't even tell you like what's on those menus most of the time, because it wasn't something that I grew up on. So I think that has a lot to do with the fact that I don't even crave those things. So it's not even really an option of a bad habit for me because I've always had that as a good habit.
I have to say, I do remember finding McDonald's and Taco Bell receipts in your mom's car
and that
when
wasn't
you were
me.
little.
That was not me. That was not me. That was my mother, and I wasn't there. The dogs told on her anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, you weren't there.
I was never there.
But another good habit that I've created when it comes to working out, what I've come to learn is that not going to the gym, I feel so much worse. And I mean, in the moment, that day, I feel crappy. I don't feel, my energy's down, my circulation is suffering, because I'm a huge man. So I need to keep my circulation going and cardiovascular and all this stuff. So going to the gym versus not going to the gym. I don't care how, I have to feel really, not just feel crappy, I have to be completely out of it to not go to the gym. I look at it as, even if I go to the gym and just do 10 minutes worth of something. So I'm going to take 10 to 12 minutes to drive there, work out for just 10 minutes. It's going to be a crap workout. I'm going to have no strength, no energy, no vitality. I'm still going to do it. I'm going to muster through and then leave there feeling so much better. Mm-hmm. Even though I'm fatigued and exhausted and want to go to sleep, but I did still stimulate the energy and the circulation. So I have a habit of making sure I go, even though I know it's going to be a lousy workout.
I mean, that's true. I can vouch for all of that. You have to, I don't even think it's you have to feel crappy. You have to literally be fatigued. Like, you know how they say in workout, like, go to fatigue? You have to be fatigued before you get there in order to not go. That's pretty much the only thing that's going to stop you from going. Because I'll be like, Mom will ask me something. I'm like, Dad's at the gym. Like, she's like, can you do this? I'm like, your husband's fine. He's at the gym right now, you know? So I think it is really... It's a conscious decision to keep good habits more so than I think to keep bad habits, and that's just the main thing. Mm-hmm. Is it just being aware that you have to go out of your way to make good decisions. Mm-hmm. It's really easy to make bad decisions. It's a little bit more difficult to make consistently good decisions.
It really is. It takes effort, yeah.
And like we said, we can't really explain why. We wish we could crack the code on that one, but it's just really not the way that we are programmed to know that answer.
Well, maybe someday we'll know.
Right. All right. Well, thank you so much for that information, Ken.
Happy to be here.
If you would like help maintaining your good habits, call us today. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.